What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to actually take a look at a particular product I just recently purchased. Now, if you looked at one or two of my last videos, you'll notice that the lighting was a little bit off. One of my actual lights went out, so I ended up buying a couple of brand new lights. And we're going to be taking a look at those today. We're going to be taking a look at the Elgato Key Light Air LED panel. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Stay tuned, guys. We're going to go over that right after this, so stay tuned. All right, like I said, welcome back. We are going to be talking about these Elgato Key Light Airs that Elgato has been selling for a few years now. Now, a lot of people look at the prices of these and they're like, holy crap, these things are super expensive. $130. And if you look at their ring light, they're going to be $199. You know, $200 for a ring light, as opposed to you can go down to your local electronics store and get one for about $50, $60. So it's a little bit of a toss-up. Now, when you get your Elgato, I'm going to kind of move around here a little bit because it is a box. I've already got the Elgatos set up. So the lighting that you're seeing right now is actually with the two Elgatos that I purchased. Now, before, all I had was a couple of umbrella lights that people would get for like photography and such. And they gave me some okay lighting, which I'm not going to lie, I've been using them for a number of years, but unfortunately the other day one of my bulbs went out and I don't have any replacements. And I got some stuff from my employer that actually paid for these particular lights. So I put these two lights up, and I also got myself a nice 4 terabyte hard drive. So it worked out at the end for everybody. But when you get them, they are going to come in a big box, kind of like what you're seeing right here. So you got the Key Light Air. So freestanding weighted base, space saving, flat profile, adjustable color, 1400 lumens. Now, it is Wi-Fi enabled, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment here. So when you first actually get the box, you're going to open it up, and it has all of your parts, which I'm going to show you the light here in just a moment. I'm currently using it, but you'll see what I'm going to be able to do when it comes to this. Now, one of the things that you have to do is when you get your Elgato, you have to download the Elgato Control Center for your phone. So the Elgato Control Center actually will pair both of my lights up. So as you can see, kind of sort of, Key Light Air C4, yeah, it's just got the name of the actual Elgato lights. Now, you can link them up to where when you adjust one setting, it adjusts the settings for both of them. You can get it where you can press the power button and it'll shut both of them off. Like I'll show you, and it's going to get really dark. So this is going to be with the actual lights off. So I can turn one on. I can turn both of them on just with the click of a button on my actual application right here, which is really, really cool. Now, on top of that, I can actually adjust the brightness of these particular lights as well. So you might see me get really washed out here. These things can get super bright. Look at the brightness on those particular cameras. It's almost to the point where I really can't see very well because of how bright these particular lights are. So it's really a matter of where you're going to position them in your room for your actual stream. Some people are going to be more than perfectly fine with just a single one. But if you have a setup where you have two monitors where you're having to look back and forth between different screens, it might be better off for you to go ahead and actually get two of these particular lights. It depends on you. It really depends on you. It depends on your lighting and positioning. Now, you can also make the colors cooler, or you can make the colors warmer as well. Like, for instance, I can go all the way up and kind of make it a yellowish hint or tint, or you can make it where is kind of bluish. I don't really like that too much. So where I like to have it is kind of somewhere in the middle. So you can take a look and see pretty much where my settings are. If you can kind of see that at all very well. I'm not sure how well you can see it because unfortunately I am using a web camera. I do plan on getting a Canon M50 or some sort of a Sony camera eventually down the road. Depends on if you guys buy stuff to the link I'm going to post below for my Amazon Associates account. So keep your eye out for that if you guys are planning on actually getting some of these. So it's a really, really cool light to actually have. Now, when you first get it, obviously you're going to get that you actually have the pole itself. You have the light. Now, there's been some people who have asked me, well, are there any buttons to do any kind of adjustments, you know, like a little slider or anything like that? There's really not. You control everything directly through the application. There's literally 2 buttons or switches on the back of these lights. One is for power. Power on, power off. The other one is for resetting it. I guess that's if your light kind of gets stuck. So you got that. The heaviest part of it is going to be the base. So the base it's got some weight to it. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. So you don't want it tipping over. Now the height, I want to say I guess maybe about 3 or 4 feet. So it's not super high, but if you actually have it on your desk, like I have a 27-inch monitor and a 25-inch monitor, and I have it set where they're maybe about 8 or 9 inches above the actual screens themselves. Now, when you first get it, you'll open it up. You'll see all these little bags that are covering up your base. They're covering your actual light itself. But you have this one big piece of cardboard on it. This is your big giant piece of cardboard that's actually in the box. So this is pretty much telling you how to assemble your key light. It's also telling you how to actually set up your actual software, elgato.com/download. Now you could actually connect these together. I guess they have an app for your computer and not just your phone as well. So you can still connect it. Now you do still have to be connected to Wi-Fi. So if your computer does not have Wi-Fi, like most of us that are gamers that know anything about internet connection, internet speeds, hardwire is the way to go. So you're pretty much going to be using your smart app in order to be able to control these particular ones. And it even talks about the control center right there that I was telling you about in terms of how you can connect it and adjust the brightness and everything. I don't know how well you could see it when it was on my phone, but you got some really, really cool little things. So I'm going to pull one of the lights off and I'm going to show you what it looks like and about how tall it's going to be. So I'm going to turn on one of my other light when it comes to the umbrella light, because I still have one of those left. I may use it like a regular light in the room, just in general, to light how things are going to go. So give me a second. I'm going to pull that light off. All right, so what you're seeing here is the actual ring light itself. So I have it sitting on my knee right now, and you can see it's kind of white. It does get very, very bright, like I mentioned. It's got the little hook in the back. You can see that there's really nothing on the back of this actual device itself. Now, in terms of connecting it, installing it, it's really just one little screw thing on the very bottom of the actual light itself. You have one that you kind of put together so that you can actually move the key light around. And then this particular one right here, it just adjusts the actual height of the actual light itself. So you can actually unscrew it and you can move up and down to as high as you really want to. It goes all the way up to 28, it looks like. So I don't know if I don't think that's 28 inches, but I think they're probably in like half-inch increments. You guys know, post down below. But I'm going to put this back down. I don't remember what I had the other one at, but I think it was something like about 16 or 17. But you can see how these lights are set up. There's really not too much to them. The base is going to be, again, like I said, your heaviest part of the actual light itself. So you can still put other stuff on it. You want to put a plant on it. You know, I have a speaker that goes on top of it. But, you know, I think you'll be very happy when it comes to this particular light. Now, in terms of the actual brightness that you can see, on my left side over here, I have my umbrella light. So you can see the differences between my left side and my right side. My right side, I have an Elgato light on right this second, which I can turn that off, and you can see just how I'm illuminated on this side of my actual body. Now, if I turn it back on and then turn this one off, you can see the lighting is much different. So it's your choice on what kind of lighting you want to do. But if you feel that you want to drop $129.99 on each of these lights, I don't think you're going to be very disappointed with them. Now, from what I understand, some people out there have had issues where the wireless was not connecting correctly. So hopefully you don't have an issue like that. But if you do, you know, it's a matter of repositioning your router, resetting your router, doing things like that. So I'm going to put this light back on. All right, there we go. We have the actual lights both hooked back up. Now I can still turn on the umbrella light so you can see how much that it will illuminate. You see, it gives you a lot more light when it comes to it if I don't adjust my settings. If you do adjust your settings, then you can make the light a bit brighter. So let's see, I'll adjust it just a little bit brighter. That way it kind of gives about the same kind of light as the other one. Now this is just a little under 50%, so you're probably looking about 40% is what you're looking at right here. But hopefully you guys liked this little review. Maybe I'll give you guys some insight on what kind of lighting you might want to get, not just today, but also down the road. How long are these lights going to last? I really don't know how long they're going to last. But I know right now, I think I'm getting my money's worth when it comes to them. Next thing I really have to upgrade, which is the only real thing I have left to upgrade on this computer and my stream, is going to be my camera. My camera is not necessarily an eyesore because it still looks really good. Lighting can make or break a camera. You can have a cheaper camera and you can get really decent lighting and you can make it look like $1 million. Have cruddy lighting, it's not going to work very good. So look up some videos out there, look up some reviews on what people are saying about lights as well as cameras. So hopefully you guys like this. Hopefully you guys would like to come back and see more of me. Mostly I talk about arcade machines and retro games more than anything else. But this is a breath of fresh air for me because I don't do too many review videos. So if you do like the content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe and turn on those post notifications so that you can come back at any time, see what kind of videos I'm releasing and what kind of information I got for all of you, because you're the people that I do this for. It's not just me, which is true because I really don't make any money on this. I'm just having fun. So, but until next time, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. Game on.